I put out a poll on YouTube to see what coaster you guys wanted me to talk about this month. I got one response. One. And it was from Rock. You guys are falling down on the job. Is it even worth continuing this channel? Anyway, since only Rock voted, he gets his wish. And June 2024's Coaster of the Month is the Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Just to be clear, I don't hate Loch Ness Monster in any way. In fact, I'm kind of glad it got picked. It's such an awesome ride with a lot of rich history. Busch Gardens, the Old Country, opened on May 16, 1975. It featured one roller coaster, Glissade, a Schwarzkopf Jetstar. The park itself was themed to Europe, with each section themed to a different country like England, Scotland, and France. Attendance soared during the opening year, and in 1976, just 1 year after the park initially opened, it was expanded to include Oktoberfest, a German-themed section. Oktoberfest featured two new coasters. The first was an Alan Herschel Little Dipper called Das Katzchen, which translates to the kitten. The second was a larger Schwarzkopf Wildcat, creatively named Die Wildkatze, which translates to the Wildcat. Pardon my probably awful German. It seems they had decided to add a new attraction to the Old Country every 2 years or so, and 1978 would put them due for another. So to meet this self-imposed deadline, they announced a new roller coaster in 1977. This would be a ride like never seen before. It was called Loch Ness Monster and was located in the Scotland section of the park. Manufactured by Aerodynamics, it was the first coaster to ever feature two interlocking vertical loops. The ride officially opened at the start of the 1978 season. Loch Ness Monster begins its 3,240 feet of track by taking a slight dip out of the station. It turns to the left and makes a 180-degree turnaround before engaging with the lift chain. The chain pulls up the train 130 feet while riders get great views of Griffin and Alpengeist, the park's B&M dive and inverted coasters respectively. It turns about 90 degrees to the right and drops to the ground, flying over the Rhine River, reaching speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. It then rises up and completes a 180-degree turnaround to the left, high above the ground. The ride then drops into the first of the two vertical loops, this one being the one that's higher above the ground. It rises up the hillside and makes a right turn through the trees before popping into the first mid-course brake run. The ride curves out of the mid-course and into a 990-degree left turn helix that is entirely enclosed in a tunnel. It then pops up and engages a shorter chain lift that pulls the train up the hillside. The ride makes one last 90-degree right-hand turn, then drops down toward the river a third and final time into the second vertical loop. It then rises up and slightly to the right to hit the final brake run before rolling back into the station. Loch Ness Monster originally featured 4 trains from Arrow that each had 6 cars for a total of 24 riders. However, they later changed it to 3 trains with 7 cars each, likely for smoother operations. In 2018, to celebrate the ride's 40th anniversary, the original trains were replaced with 3 new ones, manufactured by S&S. At the end of the 2023 season, Busch Gardens recognized that this ride was getting old. They announced that Premier Rides would come in to retrack sections of the ride and repaint the whole thing and the trains. So it seems that Loch Ness Monster is here to stay for a while, and the park is willing to take good care of it. That is great news for this one-of-a-kind coaster, which is also an ace landmark. I hope those interlocking loops can continue to thrill riders for years to come. I hope you've enjoyed learning about this unique coaster. I want to know your thoughts on Loch Ness Monster. Then, go have a coaster adventure.